Meghan Markle will use her podcast to get her side of the story out on important topics, an expert has claimed. After releasing a holiday special episode of their initial Spotify project Archie Audio at Christmas 2020, Meghan and Prince Harry went silent on news of any new releases. But, last month, the Duchess of Sussex announced that she would be fronting a new podcast series titled Archetypes. In a teaser trailer, Meghan said that the project will dissect, explore, and subvert the labels that try to hold women back through conversations with other women. Now, royal commentator Neil Sean has suggested that the podcast series will also present Meghan with the opportunity to address topics that arise in the media. Archetypes is all about empowering people who have overcome difficulties in their lives. It all sounds incredibly good, he told viewers on his YouTube channel. According to that good source, Meghan does plan to introduce topics, perhaps about motherhood, parenting, family relations, fallouts, that sort of stuff, which will be addressed head-on. For instance, Neil proposed that this might offer the Duchess the opportunity to address her dispute with her estranged dad Thomas Markle through discussions on the subject of fatherhood with her guests. You will be able to decipher the bones of the conversation, and more importantly exactly how she sees the situation unfolding, whether she's giving advice or discussing a topic related to something very similar, he explained. It's a very shrewd move in a way because of course it does get her side of the story out, without actually attacking anyone or addressing any of those thorny issues. So this way, Meghan gets her voice out, the voice that she likes to be heard with, but without actually upsetting anybody. Meghan's podcast announcement did not set a firm date for the release of the first episode, but the project is expected to become available to the public in the summer. This comes as Meghan faces an attack from her sister Samantha, who has launched a lawsuit over claims the ex-royal made in the infamous Oprah Winfrey interview. A representative of Meghan has labelled the lawsuit as baseless and absurd. Prince Harry and Meghan Markle's attempt at podcast making have been critiqued by a commentator, who has urged the royal couple to take note. Charlotte Runkle, writing in The Telegraph, noted that Meghan and Harry had only managed to make one episode of their Archie Audio podcast series, stating, "Fair enough, podcasts are hard to make." Ms. Runkle also criticised another royal podcast, Harry, Meghan and the Media, BBC Sounds, presented by Amol Rajan, which she states essentially repackages material already used in Princes and the Press. The commentator then turned to a really good podcast, The Coming Storm, BBC Sounds. She said, "Harry and Meghan take note, The Coming Storm, a cross-section of society and politics, feels urgent and necessary, unlike more royal posing." Meghan Markle's first solo podcast was announced, part of the multi-million-dollar deal signed by Meghan and Harry with streaming platform Spotify. The podcast series is titled Archetypes, and will dissect, explore, and subvert the labels that try to hold women back. In a 1-minute trailer released by the streaming platform, Meghan introduces her new podcast following a number of voices referring to women in a series of derogatory ways, such as skanky and weak. The Duchess then states, "This is how we talk about women, the words that raise our girls, and how the media reflects women back to us. But where do these stereotypes come from? And how do they keep showing up and defining our lives? I'm Meghan, and this is Archetypes, the podcast where we dissect, explore, and subvert the labels that try to hold women back." The trailer follows a press release issued by Spotify stating that the Archetypes series will mark the first podcast series as part of Spotify and Archie Audio's exclusive multi-year partnership.